Hello students, very warm welcome. In this video we are going to study class 6 ICSE, okay, ratio and proportion, chapter number 10. So from 10A to 10D, 4 exercises I am going to tell you, explain all the concepts, but I am going to explain few examples, but concepts I will completely explain all concepts to you first 4 exercises, okay. So without wasting any time students, let's start with the first exercise, first question. Express each of the following ratios in its simplest form. So first thing, whenever you are finding the ratio, the most important thing is that the units of the two quantities must be same. For example, if you are doing the last question here, so it is 4 minutes is to 45 seconds. Now the units must be same. In 1 minute we know that there are 60 seconds, right? So first we convert this minutes to seconds by multiplying by 60. Second term was already seconds, so I am not going to do anything for that 45 seconds. So this becomes 4 minutes becomes 240 seconds and the second number is 45 seconds. Now we can see that the units are same. So what have we done? We have just converted that 4 minutes to 240 seconds and now we have to write this in simplest form. So 245 divided by 45, now I am going to divide by any number which can divide both the numbers in the numerator and denominator. So I am dividing both by 5, so 5 times of 9 is 45 and when I divide 240 by 5, what will be the answer that I get? 5 4s are 20, 5 8s are 40. Yes, 48. Now 48 and 9 both are again divisible by 3. So I am going to divide both by 3. How do I know that it is divisible by 3? 3 times of 3 is 9, so that is enough, no? That is very easy. But what about 48? How did I know that 48 is divisible by 12? What is the test of divisibility for 3? You add the digits. If you want to know whether any number is divisible by 3, you just add the digits and whatever the answer is, if that is divisible by 3, then that number is also divisible by 3. Now here 4 plus 8 is 12, 12 is divisible by 3, that means 48 is also divisible by 3. So when I divide both by 3, I am going to get the answer as 16 is to 3. So this is our final answer. These two numbers are not divisible by any same number. Okay. So in a similar manner, we have to do all other examples of the first question. I am going to tell you few examples, okay, not every example, but all types I will explain, hard examples I will explain. So the first question we are going to do here, we have to find the ratio. 1/2 is to 2/2. First of all, let me convert this into improper fraction. So 2 ones are 2, then we add the number in the top. What we do here is, for example, this is a mixed fraction. We multiply this a and c and then add the numerator and write the denominator as it is, that c remains as it is, okay. So similar here, 2 ones are 2, 2 plus 1 3, so it becomes 3 by 2 is 2, 2 twos are 4 plus 1 5, 5 by 2. Now as the denominator is already same, so we know that 5 by 2 is going to be greater because the numerator of the second fraction is greater, okay. So this number is greater, that means 1/2 is smaller and 2/2 is greater. Now we have to find, if the question was find the ratio, okay, but to check which ratio is greater, but here the question is find the ratio. So what we have to do, 1/2 divided by 2/2. 1/2, as we just saw, it is 2 ones are 2, 2 plus 1 3 by 2 divided by ratio, right? 2 twos are 4, 4 plus 1 5 by 2. Now what do we do when we get this kind of example? We write the first fraction, first 3 by 2 as it is. In place of divide, we write the multiplication and this 5 by 2 becomes 2 by 5. That is, we write the reciprocal of it. So now see, 2 and 2, 1 in the numerator, 1 in the denominator gets cancelled, and what remains is 3 upon 5. So students, this is our final answer for the first question. Similarly, I am going to tell you the sixth one also. I am going to tell you fourth and third also. Okay. So first the sixth one, easy one. 2.5 is to 5. The only problem here is point, right? So what I am going to do, I am going to write this as 2.5 divided by 5, right? Is to 5 is divided by 5. Now I am going to take that point out, and if I am taking that point out, then I am going to give 1 0 in the denominator. Why 1 0? Because there was only one digit after the decimal point, so that's why only 1 0. If there were two digits after the decimal point, I will give 2 zeros. Okay, simple. And as the point was in the numerator, decimal point, so I am giving the zeros in the denominator. If for example the question was like this, and I have to take out this denominator's decimal point, then I will give the 0 in the numerator because the point was in the denominator. Alright. So, and how many zeros do we give? We give the zeros equal to the number of digits after the decimal point. There is only one digit after the decimal point, that's why only 1 0. Now it becomes 25 ones are and 25 twos are. So our answer becomes 1:2. I hope you have understood both the questions, right? Now we move on to the question number 4 here. X square, very easy question. X square is to 4x. That means x square divided by 4x. Now what is x square? X square is nothing but x multiplied by x, and 4x is nothing but 4 multiplied by x. So x gets cancelled, and what we have as the answer as x is to 4. See, very easy question. Now the next one, question number 3. 2 integer 1 by 3 is to 3 integer 1 by 2 is to 1 integer 1 by 4. So first of all, let me convert all these to improper fractions. 2 3s are 6, 6 plus 1, 7 by 3. Then the second, 3 2s are 6, 6 plus 1, 7 by 2. Then the last one, 4 1s are 4, 4 plus 1, 5, 5 by 4. Now what we have to do is, as there are 3 numbers, no, 3 fractions, we find the LCM of the denominators, 3, 2 and 4. What is the LCM? LCM is the least common multiple. That means a number which comes in the table of all the 3 first. There are many numbers which will come in the table of 3, 2 and 4. But the number which comes first, that is the smallest number which comes in the table of all 3, is the LCM. Okay. So I am going to write just small part of the table, not even the complete table, not even half for that matter. So see, I can see that if I write few numbers in all the tables, I can get 12 as the LCM. That is, 12 comes in the table of all the denominator 3, 2 and 4 first. Now what I do, I multiply by 12 to each fraction. So 7 by 3 multiplied by 12, then it is 7 by 2 again multiplied by 12, then it is 5 by 4 again multiplied by 12. So I have multiplied by LCM to all the numbers, all the fractions. So it becomes 3 1s are 3, 3 4s are 12, 7 4s are 28. Here 2 1s are 2, 2 6s are 12, then 7 6s are 42, and 4 1s are 4 3s are, it becomes 5 3s are 15. So this is the ratio that we get for this question, students. Okay, I hope you have understood all the questions. Now we move on to question 3, true or false. First exercise we are doing a ratio equivalent to, I am going to explain the second question or the third one maybe. Okay, a ratio of 250 gram and 3 kg. Again the problem is 250 gram and 3 kg, the ratio is 1:12. They are saying the ratio is 1:12. You have to check and say whether it is true or false, right? So first of all, this ratio, while calculating the ratio, the units must be same. We know that 1 kg contains 1000 grams. So first of all, what I am going to do, I am going to write 250 gram is as it is, and I am going to multiply this 3 by 1000 so as to convert into gram. So both becomes gram now, right? This is gram, denominator is also gram. Now I am cutting the 0. It becomes now 25 ones are 25, 25 fours are 100. So it becomes 1 by 12 and this is already 1 by 12. So that means yes. Is it equivalent? Are they correct? Are they equal? Yes. True. A ratio of 250 gram and 3 kg is 1:12, right? So their value is 2. They had already given us the value. We have to find whether the value is coming out to be same or not. I hope you have understood. Now we move on to the next question, question number 4. I am going to solve few examples of each type, okay? Is the ratio of 15 gram 35 kg same as the ratio of 6 years and 14 years? Okay, 15 kg and 35 kg. Both are having the same unit, so I can directly solve. So I am dividing both 15 and 35 by the same number 5. So it will become 5 3s are 5 7s are. My ratio is coming to be 3:7. Now the second was 6 years and 14 years. Here also the unit is same. 6 years, 14 years. So I am directly going to divide 6 and 14 both by 2. So 2 3s are 2 7s are. So I am again going to get the same ratio 3:7. So is the ratio of 15 kg and 35 kg same as the ratio of 6 years and 14 years? Yes, the ratio is same. Okay. So I hope you have understood the questions till now. So we move on to the next exercise, exercise 10b, question number 3 directly. Okay. So first two questions I think we will be able to solve. The weekly expenses of a boy have increased from 1500 to 2250. Okay. So earlier the weekly expenses were, that means what was the original expense? Original expenses were 1500 rupees, weekly expense, okay, 1500. Now the new expense, so new expenses, they have become 2250 rupees. Now that means how much is the increase? So I will have to subtract, then I will know what is the increase, right? So what is the increase? 750 rupees is the increase. Now the first question, find the ratio of increase in expense to original. So the first I have to find the ratio of increase to the original expense. So what is the increase in expense? It is 750, right? So increase in expense is 750 divided by what was the original? 1500. Now I am cutting 10 here, so it becomes 75 and 150. If you can just think, 150 is double of 75. So if you divide both by 75, you will get the answer 75 1s are 75, 75 2s are 150. So the answer is 1:2. Now the second is original expense to increased expense. Okay, so I have to find the ratio of original to increased expense. Okay, original expense to increased expense. That means new expense, right? To increased expense means new. So what was the original one? 1500. And what is the increase? They are not asking increase. They are saying increased expense. So what was it? 2250. 10 gets cancelled, so 150 upon 225. Now I am dividing both by 5. Okay, when I divide both by 5, what is the answer that I will get? It will be 5 4s are 22, 5 5s are 25, and it will be 30. Now I can divide both again by 15. 15 2s are 15 3s are. So now the ratio becomes 2:3. And the last one, increased expense to increase in expense. Okay, increased expense means new expense, right? And increase in expense. So what was the increase? The increase was 75, and what was the increased expense? It was 2250, correct? So 0 gets cancelled, 225 upon 75. So I am dividing 7. I think 75 times of 3 is nothing but 225. Let me just check. I think 75 times of 3. Yes. So if I divide both by 75, you will get the answer as 3:1. So in the similar manner you have to solve the other questions, other word problems, and they are very similar. So let's move on to the next one. What is it? Question number 7, same exercise. In winters the school opens at 10 am. We know the opening time is at 10 am and closes at 3:30 pm. Okay, if the lunch interval is of 30 minutes, okay, find the ratio of lunch interval to total time of the class periods. Okay, so what is the total time from 10 am to 3:30 pm? Total time of school. First of all, I am writing what is the total time of the school. Now 3:30 is pm. If I make it to 24-hour clock, how to convert this to 24-hour clock? I just need to add 12. So 12 plus 3 becomes 15. And now I will subtract 10. School opened at 10 and closed at 15:30. How that 15:30 is coming? I hope you are understanding. After 12 o'clock in the afternoon, 1 means 12 plus 1, 13. 2 means 12 plus 2, 14. 3 means 12 plus 3, 15. So this is 15:30. And when I subtract, I get the answer 5 hours 30 minutes. So total school time is 5 hours 30 minutes and the lunch interval, that is the lunch break, is of 30 minutes, that means half hour. So therefore period time, what is the period time? So out of that 5 hours 30 minutes, leave that 30 minutes, so period time is 5 hours. Now they are asking find the ratio of lunch interval to total time of class period. So they want lunch time divided by period time, not the school time. Okay, don't get confused. So what is the lunch time? 30 minutes. And what is the period time? 5 hours. Again we have the problem here. The unit is not same. First we have to make the unit same. So I will multiply this 50 hours by 60 to get this into minutes, and the numerator was already in minutes. Now the units are same. Now what I can do? I can just simplify this. What is the number actually? It is 30 upon 5 into 60. So 30 ones are 30, 30 twos are 60. So it becomes 1 upon 5 twos are 10. So this is our answer, students. I hope you have understood the question easily. Okay, so with this now we come to our next question. It is question number 12. The student teacher ratio in the school is 45:2. What does that mean? Student teacher 45:2. That means if the students are 45, then the teacher are 2. Okay, so student and teacher, I am writing student here and writing teacher here. Okay, so if there are 45 students, then the teachers are 2, correct? If there are 4050 students, now I am writing 4050 below the students, right? Because there are students 4050. How many teachers are there? We don't know. We have taken it as x. Now the ratio must be same. So 45 divided by 4050 must be equal to 2 divided by x. Now we know how to solve this part, correct? Just do the cross multiplication. So 45 multiplied by x is equal to 2 multiplied by 4050. So x equal to 2 multiplied by 4050. This 45 multiply will become divide here. Now what I am going to do, I am going to divide this 45 and 4050 both numbers by 5. Okay, so when I divide both by 5, what will I get in the denominator? It will be 9, and what I get here, 5 it's a 40, 5 ones are 5 and 0. Okay, so what I am getting is 2 multiplied by 810 upon 9. So 9 ones are 9, 9 nines are 81. So 19 to 2, that is 19 to 2 is 180. So that means we have the value. So if there are 45 students, then the teacher are 2. If there are 4050 students, then the teacher are 180. So this brings us to the end of that question. So we now move on to the next question, next exercise 10C. We have completed quite a lot of examples, students. Let's move to exercise 10C. First question we are going to solve. Divide 72 in the ratio. First of all, I will tell you question number 3. It will become easier for you to understand 2 also then. Okay. We have to divide 81 into 3 parts. 2 is to 3 is to 4. They are not, 3 parts are not equal. So what we have to do? We have to find how many total parts we have made of that 81. We have divided it in the ratio 2 is to 3 is to 4. So how many total parts we have made? 4 plus 3, 7 plus 2, 9. Now the first part is only 2 out of that 9. Correct? 2 parts out of 9, and we multiply by 81 to get how much it becomes. 2 parts out of 9 of the 81. So 9 ones are 9, 9 nines are 81. What we are doing? We are simplifying. That means we are dividing one number in the numerator and one in the denominator by the same number. So I have divided both 9 and 81 by 9. So now what remains is 9 2s are 18. Now the second part, the second fraction was 3. Correct? 3 out of 9 multiplied by 81 again. 9 ones are 9, 9 nines are 81. Then it becomes 9 3s are 27. So this is our second part. And the third part is 4 parts. Third part is 4 by 9 multiplied by 81. 9 ones are 9 nines are, it becomes 4 nines are 36. So these are our 3 parts. I hope you have understood the question. Now we move on to the first question of this only, which is the question, one question about it. Okay. So what was it? It was divide 72 in the ratio this is to this. So first of all, let me make it into improper fraction. 2 2s are 4, 4 plus 1 5 by 2 is 2, 2 2s are 2, 2 plus 1 3 by 2. What does that divide means? 5 by 2 divided by 3 by 2. Now when we get question like this, what we do? We write the first fraction as it is, and in place of divide we do multiply, and we write the reciprocal of this 3 by 2, which becomes 2 by 3. So 2 gets cancelled. That means actually what we are getting is the ratio 5 is to 3. So now how many total parts are there in that 5 is to 3? 5 plus 3, 8. So the first part, what we have to do, divide this 72, we have to make into 8 parts. Okay. First part will have 5 parts of 72, second part will have 3 parts of 72. So very easy now. So the first part is 5 parts out of 8 of that 72. 8 ones are 8, 8 nines are 72. So it becomes 45. And the second part has only 3 parts out of 8 of 72. So 8 ones are 8 nines are, it becomes 9 threes are 27. So this is our first part and second part. So let's move on, students, to the next question. We are here on question number 9. How will 31,500 be shared between A, B and C? We have to share that much amount in 3 people. If A gets double of what B gets, so A is going to get double of what B gets. For example, if B gets 1000 rupees, that means A gets 2000 rupees. And B gets double of what C gets. Okay. So what is the amount? Who is going to get the least amount? A gets double of B, B gets double of C. That means C is going to get the least amount. I am going to say let C gets X rupees. Okay. So therefore B gets how much? Double of what C gets. That means 2X rupees. And how much is A going to get? He is going to get double of what B gets. So 2 2s are 4x. So A is going to get 4x. So now what is the ratio that I can have? 1 is to 2 is to 4. So ratio of A is to B is to C is 1 is to 2 is to 4. But I have written it wrongly. Okay. C is getting the least part now. C is to B is to A is equal to 1 is to 2 is to 4. Simple. See, easily. B gets what? Twice of what C gets. So if C gets 1, so B gets 2. And A is getting twice of B. So if B is 2, that means A is 4. So how many total parts are there? 7. We have to divide 31,500 into 7 equal parts. Okay. So A gets, how many parts are there? 4 out of 7 of 31,500. Now I am going to divide this 31,500 by 7. Okay. 31500 by 7. So 7 4s are 28, 3 5 7 5s are 35, and how many zeros were there? 2. So it will become 4,500. So I have divided both the numbers by 7. 7 was a 7 and 31,500 divided by 7 is 4,500. Now I just need to multiply that 4,500 with this 4 and I will get the answer. So I am multiplying it now. So 18,000 is what A is going to get. Now other part is very easy. B is going to, A was getting twice of B, that means B gets half of A. So just divide what A is getting by 2. That means B is going to get only 9,000 rupees. And what was C going to get? B was going to get twice of C. That means C is going to get half of B. So he is going to get 4,500. So that's all, students. This question is done. I hope you understood. Okay? Now we are moving on to the next question, question 11 and 12. Which ratio is greater? The most easy question of this chapter. Which ratio is greater? First, I am going to solve only one question. Just do the simplest method. Just do the cross multiply. First, you have to multiply this side only. Okay, 8 into 9. First is this much. So 8 into 9. And the second part on its right hand side, you have to multiply this 15 and 5. So 8 9s are 72, 15 5s are 75. Which number is greater? 75. Give the same sign in the question. So 8 by 15 is smaller and 5 by 9 is bigger. That's it. So you have to give the same sign in the question. Okay, easiest question. So now we move on to the next question, students. Last exercise of today's video. Exercise 10D. In each of the following, check whether or not the given ratios form a proportion. So first question. Are the given ratios forming proportion? There are two methods. Simplest. Multiply the first and the last term. It is called extremes, right? So we are doing product of extremes. Extremes means those numbers which are in the end. So we are multiplying those two numbers which are in the end. So 15 into 8. So I am multiplying it. Its answer is 120. Then multiply the means. Means means the two numbers which are in the middle. So product of means, that is 16 and 12. That is not equal, right? That means 8 is to 16 is not equal to 12 is to 15. This is, I think, the most easy method of solving. Similarly, now I am going to tell you the third question. So it is 12 divided by 3 and 8 divided by 2. Actually, it is similar to this. I am going to write it as this question 1. So it is 12 by 3 and 8 is to 2. I am just going to write it in different way. Everything else is same. Multiply this. So 12 times of 2 is 24. Multiply the means. 3 times of 8 is also 24. That means it is same. That means 12 divided by 3 is same as 8 divided by 2. So these are equal. Now one more question, last question I am going to tell you, question number 6. 7 upon 8 and 14 is to 16. So 7 upon 8 is nothing but 7 is to 8 and 14 is to 16. Now product of extremes, 7 into 16, 112, and again product of mean, 8 into 14, it is also 112. That means 7 upon 8 is same as 14 is to 16. So I hope students you have understood all these examples. Now we move on to the question number 2. Find the value of x in each of the following proportions. All questions are similar. Okay. I am going to solve question 2, question 5. So 14 is to x is equal to 7 is to 9. They are saying these four numbers are in proportion. That means the product of extremes 14 into 9 will be equal to product of mean x into 7. We don't have to check. They will be equal because they are in proportion. Equal to sign is given. So 14 multiplied by 9 to find x, we are going to take this 7 to the other side, multiply will become divide. So 7 ones are 7, 7 twos are 14, so it becomes 9 twos are 18. So it is x is equal to 18. Very easy example, I hope so you are finding it easy. Next question, question number 5. 5 is to 15 is equal to 4 is to x. Similar method, no difference. Product of extremes 5 into x is equal to product of means 15 into 4. So to find x, I am going to take this 5 to the other side, multiply will become divide. 5 ones are 5, 5 threes are 15. So it becomes 3 times of 4, 3 fours are 12. That's it students. You can try the remaining examples. I hope you will be able to solve them very easily. Now we move on to the next question. It's similar to this. The first, second and fourth terms are, what is the third? We don't know, find the third. We are saying let third term be x. So first is 6 and they are in proportion, they are saying. So first term is 6, second term is 18 is equal to third term is x and fourth term is 75. They are saying they are in proportion. First term 6, second 18, third we don't know, x we have taken, fourth is 75. Similar to last question, 6 into 75, that is product of extremes will be equal to product of means 18 into x. So to find x, what we are going to do, we are going to take this 18 on the other side, multiply will become divide. Now 6 ones are 6, 6 threes are 18. So it is becoming 75 by 3, and now when I divide I get the answer as 25. So students, let's go to our next question, second last question of today's video. We have 2y plus 5x upon 3y minus 5x equal to 2.5. And then we have to find the three values. Let's see how we can find them. First of all, let me convert this to proper fraction, improper fraction. 2 twos are 4, 4 plus 1, 5 by 2. And this is equal to 2y plus 5x upon 3y minus 5x. Now what I am going to do, I am going to take this number to the other side, this divide will become multiply. Similarly, I am going to take this 2 to the other side, it will also become multiply. So how will I solve this further? This 2 is going to get here, it will be 2 multiplied by 2y plus 5x is equal to 5 multiplied by this 3y minus 5x went to other side. So this 2 went to this side, divide became multiply, and this also came to this side of the equal to and divide became multiply. Now I am going to solve this. 2 times of 2, I have to multiply 2 to the whole bracket, that means all the numbers in the bracket. Okay, 2 times of 2y is 4y plus 2 times of 5x is 10x. Similarly, I have to multiply this whole bracket by 5. 5 times of 3y is 15y minus 5 times of 5x is 25x. Now I cannot add 4y and 10x, they are unlike terms. So I am taking the x to one side and the y to one side. So 15y will remain as it is. 4y was having plus sign, no sign means plus sign. So it became minus. When plus goes to the other side, it becomes minus. Similarly, 10x will remain as it is, and minus 25x as it is going to the equal to other side, it became positive. So 10x plus 25x is 35x is equal to 15y minus 4y is 11y. So we have the value x upon y is equal to, I am taking this y to the other side, see, multiply becomes divide, 11 will remain as it is. There was multiplication between 35 and x, I am taking that 35 to the other side, so it is becoming 11 by 35. So x upon y is nothing but 11 by 35. Now what is the next question that we have to find here? Once we get x by y, we have to find x if y is 70. The next part is very easy. If y is 70, so here I am going to put 70 in place of y. We have to find x. All other things are very easy. So if y is 70, x we have to find. Cross multiply. So 35 multiplied by x equal to 11 multiplied by 70. To find x, we are going to take this 35 to the other side, multiply will become divide. 35 ones are 35, 35 twos are 70, and this becomes 11 multiplied by 2, so it becomes 11 twos are 22. Last question of that, if we have to find y, if x is 33, now what we have to do? We have to put the value here only. Okay, we don't have to do anything else. We don't have to do anything extra. If x is 33, we have to find y. So here I am going to put the value. X is 33. We have to find y. What is the other side? 11 by 35. So ratio is the same. X is 33. Cross multiply again. So 33 into 35 equal to 11 into y. To find y, take this 11 to the other side. 33 into 35 upon 11 equal to y. 11 ones are 11, 11 threes are 33. So 35 into 3 will be our answer, which is coming out to be 105. So students, I hope you understood all the examples which you have done in this video. We have completed 4 exercises, 10 A, B, C, D. In short, I have tried to explain all types of examples to you, but still 2 exercises are remaining. I will try to solve them as fast as possible, and I will try to give the video of those 2 exercises before the Monday. Okay, that is the next Monday, that is today is 23rd, so before 27 or 28. Okay students, so see you in the next video. Till then, take care, bye bye.